Hello everybody, Houston here. I hope you guys are doing well, having a great day or a great night. And before jumping into the charts, don't forget to smash the like button, share with your friends, and subscribe as well. So there's a lot of things for us to catch up here, and we will continue from the previous video where we stopped, and then we are going to take a look what is going on, possible scenarios, what we have, and etc, etc, etc. Also, have this in mind. Some people were saying, whoa, XRP is bearish. Oh, XRP is entering into a bear market and this and that. No, folks, there is no such a thing. It is crystal clear. A bullish trend is made by higher highs and higher lows. Simple like this. Okay, crystal clear, nothing special, nothing different. XRP is in a bullish trend, and even the most uh, unlikely scenario, if it played out, if let's say something like this, it's still not a bear break. Why? Because we still have, let's say, higher lows, and even lower highs are bullish since we don't have a flat structure. And this is one of the problems. So again, just before we move on, support and resistance people. First thing, when something is bullish, resistances are not going to hold. When something is bearish or weak, a support or whatever won't hold. Okay, so we saw this on many assets. We saw this on Bitcoin back in 2018, while it keep bouncing from a specific range to the bear break. So for example, you guys remember this structure right here. Take a look. I remember folks say, whoa, this is the support, this is it, you know? But the thing was poisoned. So many contacts here, and the thing was a sign of weakness. We're talking about this back in the day, and people were calling for moon. But so let's, so nothing special here on the monthly, okay? Again, the trend. The trend is my friend always. Remember, even a bear break from here is still not bearish, okay? But the chances are very unlikely. And why? You guys remember, what are the characteristics of a bull market? Low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. What are the bearish characteristics? Low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and etc. So this will never change it, never. And so far the ones we have, this one, and this one here as well. It's too close, it's tight, but it's possible to see on lower time frames. And we are going to take a look right now. Okay, so here we can see, but it's not the best scenario, but we can see. So just a second. Okay, so back in the day, also another thing that we've been talking about for a long period of time, new low, new low, new low, higher low, higher low. Then this was the trial outcome, but we can invalidate this guy here, one for the other. And why? Because it's not going to change a single thing. So we can look for the bullish continuation right here. Okay, just a different way to look at it. But of course, the pattern is important. It was bullish, big one. And so, what would be a bear break here? Okay, so this guy is a higher low, yes, but it's too close, it's too small, not a big deal. This one here is a big deal. Okay, so this one is the, let's say, the king. Then this one is very, very important. Some people can look at the numbers, for example, here. Let's take notes. The low was 11,400. The next one, 17. So 5.6 cents, right? So what some people are going to do or already did it, or they are not going to do at all. They will sum the numbers, the difference, and we add into the next one, which is going to be 5.6. Just a second. And that's the way how they will try to look. So this is like people who don't believe in God. They say they don't believe because they can see there's no proof. So in this example here, it's almost the same thing. So they believe what they can see. If the numbers are here, they will try to replicate the numbers. It's kind of a, it's logic, but it's dumb. And why? Because we are talking about exponential numbers and not round fixed numbers. So if anyone try to do this and expect to have, let's say something like this, it's probably going to end up in a bad spot. Okay? Again, let me give you a different perspective here. You guys remember the example on the bull market, right? So, as you guys can see, the numbers, they can be exponential. There is no way to make such a call. For example, at this moment, with low volatility, actually, it's on the midway. It's increasing. We will increase big time soon, but not today. So, again, the numbers can be exponential. Just because we have a straight line so far, it doesn't mean they will replicate. That's one of the reasons I say, sorry folks, the cycle talk is bullshit. Okay, because they will look on the past, will try to copy past or replicate, and that's not how it works. It never works like this. So another dangerous thing about this approach, again folks, what we need in order to have validation. At least 3 points after one far away from the other. This is the way. Anything other than this, it's not going to work. It's not there. There is no fundamentals. There was a guy back in the day, if I'm not wrong, we're talking about this. So they basically do this to match their ideas. So they do this, and then this. Or let's say the next one, right? But it is wrong. And I also talked about this on the previous video, challenge accept, because when people doesn't know how to read Elliott waves, they won't be able to acknowledge, to access patterns properly. So this is one of the mistakes, one of the problems, and yeah. So the dangers about using lines if they are not aware, if you don't know the fundamentals. So now let's jump into the 3 days. We have to still catch on the previous scenario, so nothing special here. Nothing that we already haven't saw on the higher time frame. We can see the daily, but let's jump into the 4. Here is where the magic happens. Please don't mind my English, it's not my native language. So for now I will leave this line here. I will need this line. It's a new tool that I developed. Just a second, folks. Yeah, so this draw is accurate because this is the outcome. Okay, so this is the outside, not inside. So you guys remember back in the day, we've been talking about possible time frames based on the price action. You guys remember? And we had 2 or 3 delays, if I'm not wrong. Also, I don't remember if they were before the bear break or after, but we know that some people have, let's say, premium information. Probably one of the reasons. Today, after the event, we understand that it doesn't make sense, make a bull break without a deal, without a settlement. So delayed, they still working. It seems they are working a deal. So perhaps this can be one of the reasons we had the bear break. Okay, we were expecting a bullish outcome because this price action was based on the trial outcome. So this is a fact. Okay, nobody spending millions, billions of dollars working a bullish pattern to just leave the thing break, and this is it. There's a lot of money. This is not a joke. This is not, a playground for kids and etc. So we've been talking about May 25, and then they delayed again, and now it's June 3, if I'm not wrong. But we are going to take another look at this and the time frame as well. But for now, let's focus here on the pattern because that's where we left on the previous video. So this was a clear bullish pattern, big one, not small, which is great. And this guy right here, let me see, this guy. This was the very key moment, not this one right here. Let's zoom in. So this was the moment we were expecting. So we were ready to go or to end up with bad news, which, by the way, we ended with multiple bearish news actually for Bitcoin and for the market itself, but not for XRP. So think about this. Day after day, we have multiple bullish news on XRP. Amazing news, by the way. And XRP keeps following Bitcoin, which is dumb, right? And the bearish news are on Bitcoin side. So I was thinking about something, but it's a straight conspiracy theory. I don't have any way to prove anything, but it's something that I was thinking about. That is this. Almost all of us, we think that they dump Bitcoin or sell Bitcoin in moments like this to make the whole market go down together, right? But here's the thing. So why would they sell millions and millions and millions of XRP coins if they can sell a few hundreds or maybe a few thousand Bitcoins to make the things happen? Why? The point here is, we know, by a matter of fact, XRP ROI. So XRP ROI is bigger, way bigger than BTC ROI. So looking at this, so this is a fact. Looking at this scenario right here, it's kind of a, how can I say, it makes sense to say that instead of selling all those XRP, they are actually selling only Bitcoins, you know, multiple Bitcoins to make the things happen. Because who are the top market makers? The ones who make the magic happen, that provide the liquidity, the services, servers, data, etc., etc., etc. Banks, their side institutions, and small market makers, you know, some big folks, but there are not big institutions. And I was thinking about this, and I think there is something here. Okay, I think this, it's only my 2 cents. Perhaps someday, soon or later, I don't know, we will have a better understanding about this. Okay, so let's keep going. So this very moment here, I was like, okay, we are ready. But then the next development was bearish. This one right here. And why? Take a look. We end up with a grinding line. And grinding lines will always be bad. Always and always and always. So this one was kind of a trap because it wasn't clear, not at first. And we can see here a kind of bearish behavior, which is ascending in a grinding way. And this guy right here was the outcome of the whole pattern, believe it or not. So by the end of this, we should end with something like this. Straight up, or, and then straight up. When right after when we saw this piercing candle right here on the side, I was like, no. It is not going to happen, sadly. So the second step, we were looking to buy Bitstamp, Kraken, and USDT for Binance, but I don't trust USDT, so I don't bother to look at it again. So the second scenario, the second possibility that we had was right here. Actually, on Kraken, it's way better to see. We didn't have the details, so we had a possibility to go again. Can you see? After the first bear break, which is a small micro one, it's controlled, there is still a chance to try again. But after the second break, which was this one right here, then kaput. And the next scenario we talked about, and we could expect, was a possible bull flag. But again, and sadly, we end up with a invalidation right away. As you guys can see, we can see a lot of buying activity around those key bullish levels or potential bullish levels, which was right here, a higher low against the previous one, and the one for a possible bull flag. So just because it didn't happen, it doesn't mean nobody were trying. So, and also this is one of the things that the most people there, they don't acknowledge, they don't think about such things because they're not participating, they're not engaging, they're not trading at all. They're not, you know, it's just like push the buy button, do anything, and keep making videos daily, over and over and over. They don't understand how the market works. Okay, I'm not saying I'm an expert that I know everything. No, I don't. Okay, but at least some things we must understand. Otherwise, just getting queue for the McDonald's, you know. Joke. So, what we have right now and what we can expect. So the first scenario we already talked about, which is worst case scenario, a strong higher low. Strong. Why strong? Because it's way above the previous others. This is a strong higher low. It must be above at least. Why I'm saying it must be? I'm measuring time and looking at possible time frame of events. You guys remember the size of patterns are also related with time. So it's not just like drawing lines over and over. Oh, you know, maybe this, if not this, that. Oh, ho, ho, ho. No. That's not how it works. So, we have something in mind? Yes, let's talk about it right now. So what do we have here? We have a falling pattern. As you guys know, falling patterns are always friendly, but there are some rules because it can be end up invalidated as well. Yes, so this, folks, is a game, is a match of probabilities. Chances to happen, chances to fail, chances for a big surge, chances for a small move, you know, everything is about chances. So sometimes when we talk about possible scenarios, so for example, right now, at this very moment that I'm recording this video, we only have a single possible scenario, a single one, and it is not fully developed. So what it means? It means that if we try to make 20 calls here, we are going to fail miserably. And some friends were sharing the quote TA from some folks on the Twitter, and so far they all fail miserably. Why? They are trying to make calls on patterns, on things that are not there. They are not developed. So the chances to happen it's like very marginal, you know. That's why from time to time they end up right, because it moves here, moves there, and then goes into the direction they're talking about. So if they were trading their idea, they would be liquidated. But since they're not trading and people doesn't know anything about what they are doing, people will think they are kind of a big deal. So people there who doesn't know these things and are not engaging the market as well, they will tend to believe those things. But we who are trading, who are buying, who are looking for liquidation levels, when we can do things, when we cannot. So we understand, you know, range for this, range for that, when this can be profitable, when there is a trap or a possible trap, when there is nothing clear, there is nothing to be done. Okay. So right now we have something around 50% developed, and the chances to a change into the direction and remains bearish are big. So for example, right now we have a descending pattern which changed already. Right here. So this was the first possible validation. Possible was too close, too tight. We didn't have actually we had a valid pivot, but this is the problem with most pivots, especially the ones inside. usually they will break, okay, especially the ones inside. And then we went out to then fall again. Some people will look at this and say, oh, this was a bull break attempt, and then we fail, and then we tried again. Oh, and now this is a bull break. This is it. Now we go to $1.17, like a guy called it out. It's clueless. Poor guy. But so, what is the problem here? And I'm going to explain to you why. The problem is that they place the lines here, and then they will make calls on top of things that are not valid. And then they will leave the lines. But sometimes when they see the things are not looking great, they will try to adjust the lines. And you see, oh, okay, so this is a bull break. We broke from the whatever, and now this is it. XRP. Just a second. Oh, so this is a bull break. We made a retest here and then move. No. This is wrong. That's not how it works. So, and then again, they can even try this again. And then if XRP goes up again, they'll say, oh, okay, sir. Okay, so no, not yet. Okay, can we go again? Okay, so let's go. Bang. Okay, so this is a bull break, XRP to moon. Ho, ho, ho. This is it, you know. Oh, this is a inverted whatever, the zigzag stuff, back, forth. Ho, ho, ho. No. What's the problem with such patterns and trying to acknowledge things this way? This is not bullish. This is not a bull break. And by the way, this will end up with in what? A bearish rising wedge. So the very thing they are calling to be a bull break, it's actually their grave. Rising wedge, bearish expectation, bear break, bearish continuation, target, or close to target, you know. So this is one of the problems, trying to call things that are not clear, that are not there. And again, one of the reasons is because they chose to use patterns to make their analysis or to trade whatever, but they don't understand how patterns work, fundamentals, validation, things to look at, etc., etc., etc. So what I am doing here, I'm doing nothing. The last time I traded was, we made a attempt on 97. So it was right here. And then there was no continuation, stop again, the thing went below. Marginal gains, no problem, better than a loss. If was not ready, wanted to be out, not chasing trades, you know. So this was 19, 1 week plus ago, and so far I did nothing. I'm only waiting to see if that scenario that I have in mind is going to play out. If so, fantastic, that's great. And let's see what possibly can happen. Because, folks, the only thing we know, again, is that we have a falling pattern that is on its midway. Let's take a closer look here. So, again, this was the key guy. Remember? The key guy. So we acknowledge the first guy. So here we have the very battle of midway, or possible battle of midway, before the sellers lose momentum. And how this happens after they are done, and patterns like this play out in most of the times on 3 ways. Okay, so this is like a standard. Sometimes they try to break things, you know, from the right in the half to it, in order to don't be clear. So when it's not clear, people are not going to make more money. So just for you guys to have an idea, only 7-8% make money in the market, 92 lose. But those 8%, they take a lot of money from the market, like 25, 30% of those 92% people. So sometimes we can see on price development, price behavior, price action, that they make such moves for the thing don't become clear, so we don't jump in, you know. And lately we have seen this a lot. And so just for you guys to have an idea, here, something that could be considered a bullish candle and was a straight trap. And then again, bear break. Not this one. Where else? Okay, so right here. Multiple ones together. Bear break. This one we saw coming. So then again, multiple, and then again. By doing this, you guys can see this one is close, very close. It's kind of 90-95% retrace. It's enough to wipe out people who went long here because they have to protect their profits, just like I did here. Okay, oh, not here, sorry, on the 97. Didn't close it on the first, had to close on the second because it was looking bearish already. And then where else? Here. Multiple ones. This one we were just talking about. And we had multiple ones on lower time frames, especially 15 minutes and 30 minutes. So just for you guys to have an idea, it was, imagine a bear flag, something like this. Okay, so this is a perfect bear flag. Their bear breaks were happening like this, right in the half. You see, so things that are not clear, they are complicated and they can be a trap, and traps can hurt, you know. So about expectations, just a second, please. Every time I add the two, there is a lag. Okay, so by the way, volume. So volume is not looking great. Oh, it's raining. Oh, I love the rain. Fantastic. Let's go. So volume is not great. Actually, is bearish in the short time frame, short period of time. Sorry. And as we can see, there is little bullish engagement. And why? Because we know it is not the time yet. So why we will do something? And but you guys can take a look on higher time frames and check the seller's volume. They are losing big time, which means also the bulls are in control. XRP is in a bullish trend, so there is nothing new, nothing special. Well, it's a heavy rain. So yeah, and so now let's talk about possible. I don't like the word targets. You guys know why. So let's just talk about possible scenarios, right? So again, so just for you guys to have an idea, how many things can develop here? Remember, the support and resistance, folks. Oh, there is a support because they bought before. Bang, 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 moo, 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 and kaput. You know? So that's why we don't trust this approach. It's very dangerous, it's complicated, and not reliable. So what else can develop here. Rising wedge. Or a even more aggressive rising wedge. So for example, something like this. So what would be the problem with such a structure like this? It's way, way more aggressive. And the drop from here would be very, very hard. So there are, at least that I can see, maybe 5, 6, 7 different possible bearish outcomes from here. That's also one of the reasons we don't try to nail things that are not there, that are not complete, and still forming, developing, you know, so it doesn't make sense. Okay, so now let's talk about possible scenarios for the fall. We understand that so far XRP is still following Bitcoin, which is very sad, it is bad, but this will change soon. We know this by a matter of fact. So I don't care. Oh, and by the way, another thing, folks. Some people who are not trading but want to engage into XRP technical analysis news day after day, they are doing it wrong. And why? If it is a long-term investment, why you care about the short-term action? It's not relevant for you, right? For example, people who are investing, oh, okay, so often they look at the charts. You know, often, just let me see, okay, okay, in the news, yeah. Because the problem is that keep looking into it, keep searching for targets. Oh, what targets, sir? Oh, please. Oh, what targets do you have? Oh, it's like, you know, something that, how can I say, so what's the kind of, what's the type of your phone? Let me see. Folks, that's not it. That's not the purpose, you know. Claptraps, dumb noobs, they're always trying to look at targets because it's very popular. People keep asking what are the targets and they keep saying whatever they want, you know, especially the $10, $13, the Hackett plan. That's the worst target ever in the technical analysis history. Dumb, there is no validation, not accurate, not by a single cent. So, yeah. So right here, possible scenarios for the drop following Bitcoin. And why I'm saying XRP is looking bearish, because Bitcoin is bearish at this very moment. Bitcoin has a clear bearish pattern. Bitcoin breaking bearish, XRP is going to follow. Also another thing, making analysis solo on XRP are not going to work. Anyone who is not acknowledging Bitcoin the other side are going to fail miserably. People like Gordon Gekko, you know. And by the way, Gordon, please stop copying my charts, okay? Again and again. So, possible targets. I strongly don't believe that we can see 34, but this is my opinion, okay? Just my thoughts about this, my 2 cents. A scenario that I think it is likely or possible, it's 55, 50, or 45. And why? Folks, those lines here, they are not support and resistance. This line is about price, value. We will always chase those levels. Okay, so at these levels, there will be always a lot of exchange, a lot of trade, a lot of activity. Okay, so there are levels that we can expect and always happens a lot of action. Yeah, so again, remember, I explained this long time ago. Those guys is not like this. This is how clueless people look at it. How we look at it. Okay, so that's how it works. It is not about support and resistance. So again, folks, for this pattern to be complete, fully developed, in my humble opinion, 55, 50, or 45. And why? Because those guys are very close to a very key level. Okay, still, it is possible to see 34, yes, but somewhat it is possible to have a invalidation of this pattern, or even a a fake out on the last leg, which would be something like this. I will give the example based on the ascending pattern. So this should be the moment for the bear break, right? But instead, what they are doing, another leg to wipe out all the shorts. And when the shorts are clear, the sellers are gone, they go into the direction that was to happen, whatever people want or not. And this is happening a lot, especially on crypto. So it's very dangerous right now. I'm being very, very cautious. And yeah. So what we can expect right after, based on the pattern outcome, the pattern nature. For example, let's go from here. So this would be at least a 50% retrace, which is fair, okay? And this is going to be the very key point to understand. If it is going to be a strong retrace, bullish, or just the payoff for a half correction before more downside. It doesn't mean it must have unstoppable bearish activity. Doesn't make sense, right? So folks, those are my expectations for now. I'm not going to keep speculating. It is fair to say that that's the only thing that we can do for now, but I'm not going to go wild into this, okay? Doesn't make sense. We must wait. That's the way it is, okay? So, folks, thanks again. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for your support as well. Please don't forget to smash the like button, share with your friends, subscribe as well to support the channel. And I hope you guys have a great week. And yeah, I wish you the best. I will see you guys soon. Thanks again and see ya.